Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Adrienne Ross Show, the basketball edition. I want to talk about the game on Wednesday night between the Indiana Fever and the Washington Mystics. The game, the Fever won 88-81. The game that was their fourth straight victory on their home court. Yes, that game. It was the first time the Indiana Fever won 4 straight games at home since 2015. That's going back to the Tamika Catchings era in Indiana. It was a great win for the team. Caitlin Clark had a double-double with 18 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 steals. At one point, she scored 5 points in 14 seconds. And you may have heard the talk that she is only the third rookie who has scored 20 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds in a game at least 5 times. Only the third. Tamika Catchings had 6 of those games. Caitlin Clark has 5. Diana Taurasi has 5. And last night, though, Caitlin had 18 points. Again, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals. Great line. Aliyah Boston, she had a double-double. She has continued what has been definitely some beefed up play and some energized play. We're glad to see that. And also, congratulations to Aliyah Boston because she was named the Eastern Conference Player of the Week. And how did she do that? 20 points per game, 13 rebounds per game, 3.7 assists per game, and 2 blocks per game. So she is the Eastern Conference Player of the Week. But it wasn't just Aliyah Boston. It wasn't just Caitlin Clark. Kelsey Mitchell added 22 points and 3 rebounds. And she and Aliyah Boston both shot 72.7% from the field. Caitlin shot a respectable 50% from the field. And then you have Melissa Smith. She added 11 points, 7 rebounds. Even Erica Wheeler, she added 9 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. Wallace went 1 for 5 from the field. And I got to tell you, if Aliyah Boston continues to play well, okay, when Wallace starts knocking down shots consistently, the Indiana Fever is going to be hard to deal with. Now, I'm not saying just because they've gotten 3 straight wins and 4 straight wins at home that they're a powerhouse. I'm not saying that at all. There's a lot of work to be done. But I am saying that if Aliyah Boston continues to bring it, continues to be energetic in the rebounding, which we're going to talk about, continues to go hard to the basket, as we've seen in the last couple games, if Wallace and Hull and some of these other players, if they can knock down shots consistently, the other teams are going to have to decide how they're going to do. They're not going to be able to just collapse on Aliyah Boston because as Aliyah Boston continues to put herself forward like that, then defenses are going to have to collapse, which is going to open up things more for Caitlin, going to open up things more for the other players. If they can knock down shots, it's going to open up the game for them because the defense has to collapse. They have to try to stop Aliyah and Smith, and then boom, your outside shooters will make sure they keep the defense honest. But I want to talk to you today about what winning does to confidence. One of the things that Coach Sides has said more than once, and she said it in the post-game interview after the Washington game, that Aliyah Boston is extremely hard on herself. And so this turnaround for her is huge. And I want to show you exactly what a few wins and a few good games can do for your confidence, because Aliyah actually corrected Caitlin Clark in the post-game interview. She was saying, I think our bigs are boxing out. And Aliyah stepped in and was like, no, we are boxing out, okay? She didn't mean any harm, I'm sure. But that's what confidence will do. It was like, hey, no, not you think. This is what we are doing now. So she actually corrects Caitlin, and that brings out an apology from Caitlin Clark. So let's take a look at that.
Caitlin, so 18 points and 12 rebounds, right? Have you ever, well, I'm sure you probably had that many rebounds before, but maybe not? Have you?
I had. In college, I would get them sometimes.
How meaningful is that to you, that the double-double is points and rebounds?
Yeah, I mean, I think I got off to a fast start there in the first quarter. Sometimes the ball just bounces your way a little bit more. And a lot of the times, the people I'm guarding are getting back in defense, so I have a little more free reign of like going and chasing down the ball while our bigs are probably boxing out and hitting a little bit more. So, you know, credit to them.
We sure are hitting a lot more.
Sorry, my bad. But no, I mean, I think we're really good when I can get it off the rim and push in transition. So I take a lot of pride in trying to chase it down off the rim and then really go. And I think that led to a lot of easy baskets for Aliyah at the beginning of the game, or just all of us in transition. Like, you know, I think it's a really good thing. But yeah, 12 is, you know, don't get used to it. That's for sure.
You know what? A few games ago, Aliyah Boston wouldn't have said anything. Even Kelsey Mitchell is, you know, starts to laugh there because she actually stopped and corrected her. That's what confidence will do. She's got her confidence back now. So she's going to say, no, not you think. We are absolutely boxing out and doing what we're supposed to be doing. And so Kayla's like, oh, my bad, you know. But that's a good thing, to have that confidence to stand up, to speak up, because you know you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Now, are they always boxing out? Are they always boxing out hard? No. But I do want to show you a couple instances here, or 2 or 3 instances here, where you do see them boxing out. And it is absolutely important that they do so. So let's take a look at this.
But it's amazing how everything else just kind of falls so naturally into position when Boston is playing like this. Dolson left open again and hits another.
Now, the shot was made, but I want to back up. And I want to show you what we were not seeing earlier in the year. I was one to say, they don't box out, they don't crash the boards. But look at what happens here. They're on defense. Obviously, you want to keep the other team from securing the rebound. So here we go. Now, watch Aliyah. You see Aliyah right here. She makes sure that this player is behind her. She's not going to allow her to get the offensive rebound if there had been one. But of course, the shot was knocked down. But the point is, here she is in position. And that's important for her to do. She wasn't doing that a whole lot before. Now I want to show you another.
Running it around here in the early going. It's working on Mitchell, drops it for Dolson. This is on a 3.
Okay, so I'm going to back this up a little bit so you can see. The shot goes up. I'll show it to you slow. Listen, or I should say, look. You see Aliyah finding her man. And there she is, making sure she keeps herself between her and the ball. And not only her, but you have Caitlin over here. Now, Caitlin doesn't have a hard box out going over here, but you notice that her arm is out, so she can feel that person behind her. And she doesn't have a full box out because she, as she said in the post-game interview, her player is probably going to go back to get back on defense. So Caitlin is able to get the rebound, which of course she was saying, you know, she obviously had a double-double, and she said, yeah, I did that a few times in college. So again, let's go back a little bit. I'll just show it slow. The shot goes up, and Aliyah goes right there. She boxes out. Caitlin goes to her man. She puts an arm on her, and then Caitlin's able to get the rebound. So again, Aliyah has the confidence to say, no, we are boxing out. No, Caitlin, you're not just thinking it. We're doing it. And that's what confidence will bring. Lexi Hull also got in the mix. Let's take a look at that. She's battling. Lexi's battling.
Got a lot of strength in that matchup with Lexi Hull, but you see her battling for.
Look at her. You see her right there? I'll back this up a little bit. There she is. She is working hard under there the whole time. And then when the shot goes up, she finds her man. She puts an arm on her. She turns. She's boxing her out so that they cannot get the offensive rebound. And there it is. And guess who's there to get the rebound because of Lexi Hull's box out? And you had Aliyah there as well, but Caitlin
They're battling for
is
position.
able to get it.
Actually, she just.
So how important is boxing out? Boxing out is everything. I don't know if you know who the late coach Pat Summitt is. I imagine most of you do. I was a huge Tennessee, I shouldn't say I was, I am a Tennessee Lady Vols fan. I will always be a Tennessee Lady Vols fan because to me, that means I'm a Coach Pat Summitt fan. Sadly, we lost Coach Summitt to early onset dementia, but there was never another coach like her. There was a huge rivalry between Coach Pat Summitt and Gino Auriemma of UConn. But there will never be another, I feel, like Coach Pat Summitt. And I watched today a little bit of a video in which she was talking about intensity. She said, offense sells tickets, defense wins games, rebounding wins championships. And Coach Summitt knew a thing or two about winning championships. And so rebounding is absolutely essential. And I'm glad to see that they're doing it. And I'm glad to see that Aliyah Boston feels confident enough to insert herself in that part of the post-game interview to let Caitlin know, listen, this is what we're doing.
Here's a bonus, just some good defense for good measure.
In this one, Wallace steals the ball, gives the ball to Caitlin, and then let's just see what happens.
Wallace stole the inbound pass. He was the only one back there for Indiana as Clark whips it inside. 2 more for Boston.
So you see here where Wallace stole the ball, great defense there, and then she hands the ball off to Caitlin Clark, and notice Aliyah Boston is streaking down, holding her arm up where she wants it. Caitlin delivers it to her perfectly, and no dribble, just straight up.
And so again, the rebounding is improving. The defense is improving, which translates to offense. The confidence, therefore, is improving, which allows you to go to the table after the game and you can say, no, we are doing what we're supposed to be doing. It's a great turnaround. And though not only did she correct Caitlin, she also defended Caitlin when Caitlin received a question about her turnovers. So confidence will cause you to do that too. Let's take a look.
Yeah, Caitlin, really efficient first half for you. Some more off-target passes in the second half, I guess. How do you go about smoothing that out as games progress?
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple here and there.
I'm going to stop you here because I love Aliyah Boston's face when she hears the question, how she looks up at the reporter. Her eyes even go up wider. Let's look at that again. Right before she defends.
In the second half,
her.
I guess. How do you go about smoothing that out as games progress?
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple here and there. I think one was a set design where I kind of just assumed Aliyah was going to be open and I didn't even really look before I threw it. So I think just slowing down a little bit. Honestly, I'm trying to remember the other ones. Another one was to Aliyah that was slowing out bounds.
It's all right. Don't worry, because
Don't worry.
because I mean, you look at Caitlin and you look at the way she passes the ball, and so sometimes things are gonna happen that way, and that's okay because we're not gonna let her hang her head. We're not gonna hang our head off of any missed passes because we're still continuing to gel together, and we know that she's a great passer. So if she thinks she can get that ball there, she's gonna throw it. And if I miss it, then we're good. We're all right. Don't worry. We're good.
Thanks, AB.
I absolutely love that. I love that because he's asking Caitlin about what's up with the second half and the turnovers. And she's trying to remember them. And AB says, that's okay. You don't even need to do it. You don't need to do that. We know that she's a good passer. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes I miss it. But yeah, we're good. Don't worry about it. And even Kelsey, gave her amen to it. And you see where Caitlin smiles and says, thanks, AB.
Thanks, AB.
So that's a sign also of confidence. It's a sign of leadership. It's a sign of stepping up and defending your teammate, whether it's a Christy Wallace defending Caitlin on the court from someone she must feel is being excessive in her physicality, or whether it's at the post game when you step in and say, we got it. That's a result of confidence, and that defense there of Caitlin is a result of the team gelling. So they've got a long way to go, but let's acknowledge that they are making improvements. I hope it continues. They're about to go on a 5-game road trip, and it's going to get harder, but they've got some momentum. And so I wanted to point out how important the rebounding is and how they're banging down there to do that, and that they can improve their chances of winning. The defense turning to offense, and then the gelling, the confidence, the defense of one another is absolutely important. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. And if you want to donate, the information is in the description. I appreciate your support. God bless you abundantly.